Hi everybody. Let's look at some small pieces that I have made to show you how you can transform scraps into new fabrics to make things that you want to make out of them. Let's start small, and here's a little piece that I put on batting. It is pieces of old scarves. You can see how I have lined them up there, and I have hand stitched them on. Now, what can I make out of this? This would make an adorable little needle book cover, don't you think? I think so. Look at that. You can use it that way. Isn't that cute? I love it. Okay, so that's just a small piece. Remember, these are old scarves that I'm dealing with here with this. Another way to use your scarf material, if you collected them to make the different quilt projects that I was making with them. Okay, so here's a little one, a little needle case cover. Beautiful little thing. Here's one made of scarf materials that's a little bigger, just almost square. And it is made with just laying and collaging different scarf fabrics on here. You can see where I have just done a running stitch on that. Okay, I use different color threads in the pastels all around. I put a sheer layer of fabric that happened to have this design in it. I used that on top of my scarf fabric. All right, I think that's beautiful. Now, what could I do with this? Well, there's several things you could do with this, but one of the things that I thought that I would like to do is maybe make a case for my glasses. Okay, you could fold it like that, make a case for your glasses. I like this way because it's a little fatter and my glasses will fit in there. But I also took the same leftover scarf fabric, added a little piece of lace, some loose threads, two silk flower petals, and some sequins, and I'm in the process of sewing that down. And what I'm going to do with that is I'm going to set that on the front like that. Isn't that going to be gorgeous? Look at that. Isn't that beautiful? That is going to be so pretty. All I need to do is sew up this side and just encase it. Okay, now what I'm probably going to do before I do that is I'm going to put a fabric on this side and sew that in, and then I will turn it over and I will sew it so that I can just slip my glasses in and out and they won't catch on these threads. Okay, so I will be covering those up with an inside fabric, and before I sew all this together, then I will be putting this on top. I love it. It's beautiful. All those pastels are just gorgeous. Okay. The other thing you can do with this is once you have it made, put you a loop in there and then a backing, and sew that backing to this and sew that loop down, and then you've got a pendant. Okay. Isn't that pretty? All right. Now, that was made by making first a new piece of fabric using just collaging your scraps of different sizes and shapes of different things. And I'm using this scarf material, soft and pretty. Okay. All right, I have one more. It's bigger. This is all, again, all scarf material. Okay. One thing is not a scarf, it's actually part of a blouse. And that's this little section out here with the sequins in it that has the little tiny ruffled edge there. Don't know if you can see that well. Okay. Look at those beautiful fabrics, all in a complementary color tone. Isn't that pretty? Now this is about, this is a bigger piece. Let me see what it is. It is 15 by approximately 7. So if you have, you know, remnants or whatever, batting or some kind of backing, okay, isn't that gorgeous? Love it. Now, what can you do with this? I'm thinking this would make a beautiful pouch. Look at that. Isn't that pretty? I just love it. There's the front. If I fold it that way, look at that, how gorgeous that is. Or if we could fold it the other way and see what we get. Oh, just as pretty. Look at that. Love it. Love it. Now those are 3 pieces of new fabric created from just scraps that you can make things with. Now, if you want a project that's bigger, let's say if you wanted a project that's a pillow cover, then you're going to have to start with a bigger backing. But you can still collage it out, lay it out, sew it, and then use it as the pillow cover that you wanted it to be. Whatever you want to do. Now, what I'm going to do with the pieces I've made is I'm going to start a new Wild and Free quilt project that I will be putting on my channel. And I'm going to use these pieces like patchwork. I will be attaching them as when I get them done. I will be patchworking them together and creating a quilt top out of all these new fabric pieces that I've made. I'll find a place for everything somewhere or other, somehow or other. Okay. So it will just depend once I get enough together that I can start putting it together. I'll probably make all my different new fabric pieces and just stack them up until I get enough that I can make a lap size quilt, and then I will get them out and I will position them the way I think I need them and see what else I will need. I may need to make a couple more pieces to fit and to square out the size or rectangle the size, whatever I want to do with that lap quilt. But I'm thinking that this lap quilt is strictly decoration, and it again, the one that I'm just about finished with, the strips and the strings, is going to be used. It's created specifically for my husband, but this one I'm going to create just because it's going to be beautiful and pretty and soft and delicate and lots of little blingy stuff in it, and I think it's going to be a beautiful decor piece. And so it will probably find its way across the corner of my couch. I'm thinking. We'll see. Okay, but right now that's what I'm thinking, and this will also allow me to use up. Again, I have a ton of scarves that I've collected over years, and I do need to use them, and so I need to create this new fabric. It's just beautiful. Look at the diversity that you can do in just a few things here. These here, different textures. These in the same color, complementary color family. This in just pastels. But look what you can do. Isn't that fabulous? And you can make smaller projects out of them. You don't have to make a quilt. As you saw, a needle case cover, a glass case cover, or a pouch. Those are 3 definitely beautiful things you can make out of these. Okay, that's my inspiration video that I wanted to get out to you so you could see that There's no end to what you can do with scraps. Just no end. If you have a bunch of scraps and you think, I don't really have a project for that, start putting those scraps together in collages and start sewing them and stacking them up. Sooner or later, you're going to figure out that I need a certain thing, and there it's going to be already made. Your fabric's going to be already made for you. Okay? All right. Till next time, let's all stay scrap happy.